Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of the Gilded SMP. We are heading over to the gaming district, which now has a portal thanks to Ep. And also we have a fun thing that lets us do crying obsidian as portals apparently, which is very fun. We were actually going here because a couple days ago, Nomad and I built something, maybe. Don't look at that. Don't look there. Um, we built an arena, which is our game, and it's been like 30 seconds into the episode and I'm gonna throw a time lapse at you. So let's play some music and watch the build. Now that you guys are back, we can go look around this a little bit more. We added this after the time lapse, like a few days after. Maybe a day after, I don't know, time is weird. It's the rules. It's basically if you're gonna fight in here, make your own rules, use your own equipment, whatever, no explosions allowed. You break it, you fix it. Basic. And if we go down here, we have the area with all of the armor and such, and also bows, shields, and arrows, and this is where you leave your stuff. And we have so many sets of armor, guys. They all have Unbreaking 3 and Mending, and they have armor trims on all of the helmets, and we have one set in the buckets or barrels and one set on the armor. We actually recently lost a chest plate. Somewhere in one of these we lost a diamond chest plate, but the contestants will go up here when the fight starts and they'll be able to fight in this very annoying arena. We did a few test fights, and these berries are just as annoying as I thought they would be. They suck in a fight. And also, secret. Oh, not that one, but this one, honey. And also there's honey walls over here that they're like really easily broken. So we have little yellow terracotta to show people where to place them if they break accidentally. And also I think there's some berries down in one of these chests as well if those get broken, because they're also pretty easy to break. I think they're in some of the barrels, but you can also go up here into the, what is it called? Like the viewing stand, the audience stand, and you can watch. And you can sit, but I don't know if you get a really like great view from here. great view. If you do this, it's fine, but this was a blast to build and plan out with Nomad. Who is linked in the description, by the way. You should watch them. But we actually have a thing to go to. Oh, the honey in this area. We have a thing to go to, speaking of Nomad. A meeting with some other gilded members about the book. Do I have the book on me? No. About something happened here. About the book we have from the Lorekeeper. So let's head over to Nomads and see what's happening.
All right. I called you here today to talk about the book and your questions. As it did say, I'm assuming, you know, you're the cowboy, you're the Sylvan, you're the
Wait,
Eternal.
Eternal?
Yes.
And you'd be the Wanderer.
Yes. I guess we can just go through them one by one. I will start then, because I feel like mine are the shortest. They're all very vague, so. My first question was, are you a part of this world? And the answer was, no, not this one. My world, my story has ended. Actually, that was my second question. My bad. My real first question
Bruh.
was, are you the Keeper or related to the Keeper? Because they had that Lorekeeper name, right?
Yeah.
And their answer
Yeah.
was yes and no. This Keeper I am not related to, nor am them. However, perhaps in another world we are. So that's why I asked, are you a part of this one? No. And then I asked, is there a version of you in this world? I'm sure you're all wondering about that one. And the answer
Yep.
was yes. And you may know them as the Scholar.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Interesting.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Which two of you know that person very well. So I don't know if you all want to do a little digging and maybe find out if they know anything at all. But
Maybe.
maybe.
How should we approach it? Should we just ask them outright, or?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this information shouldn't be just kept in the dark.
Or maybe it should, just in case the Keeper does learn about it.
Well, if the Keeper was to learn about it, they'd already know about it, I would think.
Yeah, to be fair, they do have a sense of knowing stuff.
Yeah. Whatever this Lorekeeper is that we're talking to has obviously been keeping it very much under wraps. Maybe has some sort of protection or whatever.
My first question was, why were we brought to this land? Because most of us just found our way here. And here. So, in other words, we would have ended up here regardless of anything that happened. I tried asking about the Keeper next, and they said that he was the messenger right hand of the architects, able to go places even they cannot to deliver their desires. After that, I started asking about the whole corruption thing because I'm still concerned about what's happening here. About how we can fight it. I said each corruption has a counter. Each world is different. We have to find our own. And then I asked about the werewolf. And it's said that the werewolf is another form of corruption in someone's heart. And that's it.
Okay.
So, learned a lot, but got more questions than answers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that might be a common theme among our books.
Yeah.
Okay, shall I read my questions?
Yes.
Yes, please.
The first one I have is the skulk spreading through the overworld and Netherroof harmful? And the answer I got was yes, the wardens were never enemies, they were simply keeping the horrors of the skulk at bay. The second question I asked was, what does help dusk mean? And I got, dusk is another version of myself reaching out to be found. And then, why did the architects want us to remove the wardens if the skulk was dangerous? To spread a type of corruption to poison the gilded? And then I asked, how do we cure the skulk? And I got the same answer as Crypt.
Yeah, that seems fair.
Okay.
At least we know there is a cure. We just need to find it.
So my first question was, why must they leave clues instead of being obvious? And the answer was, they are always watching and listening. They're always twisting the minds as well. Are you sure even I can be trusted?
Perfect.
Well, that's not ominous at all.
The next question, what do you think is the most important for us to know? Be careful who you trust, even yourself may be corrupted already. My third question is, what is their goal? To break the continuous cycle that we are all stuck in. And my final question is why the corruption is a problem. It will continue a never-ending cycle. Versions of the Gilden will forever be stuck.
Interesting.
So, if the scholar is the Lorekeeper, and the keeper is also a Lorekeeper, and the dusk is also a Lorekeeper,
Right.
and the gilded are stuck continuously, how many versions of ourselves are out there? If there's so many versions of the scholar, could there be tons of versions of ourselves?
That will get so confusing so fast if we ever met them.
Yeah, but the only one that exists on our whatever the heck this is the keeper.
Right, because none of us remember the other versions,
Right.
if there are any.
Right. I mean, none of us have any weird memories.
Not that I'm aware of. Why did you look at me when you said that?
Well, you've confessed to having weird dreams.
Yeah.
I'm unsure if
Well,
seeing weird beings would count as memories.
Right.
They seem to go by an
I
acronym.
have
Can't
blacked
figure
out
that out.
one time.
Hmm.
It was after we found the sword in the temple.
Hmm.
I was flying through the roof. Next thing I knew, I was in front of Shay's house, and then he came up behind me. I didn't know what was going on at the time.
Hmm.
I didn't say anything because I was kind of freaking out about it.
Yeah. And the
that's
keeper
the only thing I can
doesn't
think
really
of.
exist with us either. Like, he's not hittable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just pops in and out.
Just disappears and
Well,
reappears.
the architects can't be all powerful if they require the keeper to do the handiwork.
Right.
So.
Or there's rules they have to obey.
What if, since we're talking about multiple versions, we are the architects?
I'm not exactly sure how I feel about
And
that.
that's the reason why we can't exist together. And that's the reason why the keeper can't exist with us.
Right. Can I
Wait, so
read
if
your
the
book really
keeper
quick,
doesn't
Nomad?
belong, then is there a version
Yes.
of the keeper among us?
Yeah, that would make sense. If there's a Lorekeeper, then there should be a keeper among us.
Yeah, it's the scholar.
No,
You said the scholar was the Lorekeeper,
not the
but
keeper.
I was saying, since the keeper can't exist alongside us, is there one of us that is a keeper?
Like the architect's keeper, not Lorekeeper keeper.
Yes, but the question was, are you the keeper or related? And the answer was, perhaps in another world, yes.
So the Lorekeeper could be the keeper, but could also not be the keeper.
Yeah.
I think we should keep this information tight, because my questions, especially about the, well, they all kind of hint to possibly being corrupted in our minds. So if we spread this information too fast, who knows if it could get back to the Keeper or the architects for this in this timeline.
Here's a dumb question to make your brain hurt some more.
No.
If you're talking about keeping it tight, if all of this happened before, if we're stuck in some sort of loop, wouldn't we know already what's going on?
Unless it doesn't work
Yeah.
like that. Maybe with a loop, we're just new versions of ourselves. No
Right.
memories.
There's many different paradoxes, so, you know, if we already know, then
Paradoxes.
it should have technically ended, but if we...
Oh, God.
damn it, paradoxes.
Well, should we decide on what our next question should be? So maybe we could tackle one subject altogether.
Yeah, that might be a good
Well,
idea.
I'm asking how we can trust them. Because without the trust, we can't confirm any of this. They could be leading us away from what we need to do, for all we know. And just pretending to be the good guy.
You mean
But how are you gonna confirm the trust?
Well, if they know what's going to happen, they should be able to give us a hint, right?
I guess.
depends on how much they can say. Actually, the Keeper really likes you. Maybe you can find out more from that angle.
Okay.
What is your next question gonna be, Benji?
I had it written as, how do we find dusk? But I don't know how useful that will be now that we know
Okay.
we have a Lorekeeper.
Yeah, but we don't know if they know anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to ask what can they tell us about the first loop?
Okay.
What was the trigger of the first loop, I mean?
Okay.
Because if we get an answer on that, it could help narrow it down a little bit.
Maybe.
Maybe. I'll see if I can get in contact with the Keeper, but it's kind of like...
Yeah, they're kind of touch and go.
Yeah.
I'll probably ask a question that's about finding dusk.
Yeah.
Because if we go with that lead and find more information that can confirm the information we're given, maybe.
Yeah.
Should we plan for if we
So-
fail this one to try and give us more information earlier for next time? Because if we loop, then we should be able to do the same thing Dusk and Lorekeeper are doing.
Maybe.
Maybe we can ask the Lorekeeper to give the journal with the questions we already asked.
Yeah.
It will give them the information that we've searched for so far, and it'll help them find more.
I'm kind of hoping that's what the dusk stuff might be about. Because they actually managed to make a physical item with a note on it.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Well, we have... that would technically be evidence. They've managed to bring something in.
Yeah.
Maybe they can bring other stuff in. I'll try to figure out my question. I'm not really sure how I want to phrase it. But I'll want to make sure, like, whatever information Benji gets, it'll, like,
Be a little
feed
different.
onto it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be different, but just enough to, like, hopefully piece
Possibly
two
give
things
you...
together.
Yeah.
Alright, maybe this next time before we ask a question each, we reconvene after we get these answered and try to attack solidly again, depending on what we get.
All right, everyone. We are back and I just gave this guy his book back. And the question, just to recap, is going to be, how do we find dusk? That's our question for this week. I'll give you back your book. Oh. Give you back your book. And I think, I don't know what else is going on today, or this episode. I think, hold on, let me get some food. I know I said we did some testing with the arena, but I think we're gonna have like an actual arena fight with a few people in a little bit. So, I guess we should go over there. I think it's gonna be the same group actually. Nomad and I and Bella and Crypt are gonna help us break in this area, this arena, actually for the first time. So let's head back to the arena and see if we can get a good fight or two in. Oh, I didn't mean to come here. I didn't mean... Ah! Okay. Alright, we are back here. And now we wait for the others to get here so we can talk about the rules and then, oops, almost ran into lava, and see about starting a little arena battle. How about it?
So, did we just focus on the werewolf here instead of what we originally planned?
I'm not quite sure because this was meant to be, you know,
An arena, but this was
Nomad.
not the plan for the
This
arena.
is- no.
Oh.
I mean, he's attacking all of us. So I mean, we could just go about it as if it was normal.
Whoever found the Sword of Light, do me a favor, destroy it. So the werewolf wasn't some sort of fever dream.
No, this is the first time I'm actually seeing the werewolf.
I thought I killed you before.
Yeah, for longer than like a second, I mean.
Okay, so now what do we do about the werewolf?
Yeah,
I don't
Because,
know.
I mean, he seems like he wants to continue fighting. Maybe?
where did he go? Oh, he's
He went
down
to
there.
the.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
keep
went
an eye
past
on him, guys. I'm on my way back. I've got regen and an instant health.
He's in the
Give him to
changing room
Benji.
where Nomad was.
Oh, okay. Maybe he remembers that?
Maybe.
Here you go, Benji.
Oh, okay.
Hi.
Try
He's
these.
coming out your way.
Ah! Oh, he's running off.
Okay, let's not fly. Let's not blitz.
Let's
We
stay
just wanna
here.
talk. We just want to talk.
How does that? How does that feel?
It's, I don't think he liked that. He's not to
He's
the
saying
portal.
towards
No.
Well,
Oh, he bamboozled us.
He went this way. I see him. And I lost track of him.
yeah, with wings, I'm not sure how far we'll.
I mean, if he is Nomad, he'd have the good flight duration and all that.
We gotta bring this up with Nomad.